I'm Kira Morgan. Thanks for joining me for election information. And today I'm with Kathryn Benfield, otherwise known as KB.
Yes, good afternoon.
And she is running for district attorney for Lincoln County. So Kathryn, start off telling us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Thank you, Karen. So I have grown up in this county. Who I am is Benfield. I've gone to high school here, college in Oregon. I'm a true Oregonian, and I've been practicing law in Lincoln County for the last, coming this August, 36 years. Predominantly criminal law has been my centerpiece of my practice, but I've also done civil work, dissolution, adoption, custody, personal injury, which I still do some of. So kind of a panoply of the entirety of that, which would be called the justice system.
And why are you running for district attorney?
Excellent question. I have been through probably 8 administrations at the district attorney's office as a defense attorney in the criminal realm. I have seen, sadly, a slide downhill into what I will call dysfunction. At this point in the current administration, it actually started, in my opinion, before the current administration, but there has been a lack, and a consistent lack, of transparency, integrity, consistency in charges, and communication, not only in the office, but also with community partners and members. So I got to the point of saying, you can either sit on the side and complain about it and watch it happen, or you can get in and help fix the problem for our community.
So why do you think you would be a good DA?
And excellent questions, and I suspect they all will be. I know I'll be a good DA. What I bring to the table is not just, one can work in something for 36 years, 30 years, 50 years. That doesn't mean suddenly we are the end-all, be-all of knowledge of things. But I do have the experience that I have gained and learned, not just through criminal practice, but civil practice and working in the public and this community again for my life. I have communication skills. I have ability to collaborate with community members. That includes law enforcement. That includes just our community partners and people who live here. And I have the ability for mediation, to bring together collaboration. So on that level, which we're desperately missing, I will be able to bring that. The other thing is the consistency in terms of charges that are brought. It is a round robin. So, and again, no names, of course, but I can go from one deputy DA's office to another and have a completely different outcome on a case. Now, while I get we're all individuals and we're able to put in our own opinions on things, if you are a prosecutor's office, you're the district attorney, you must have a consistency in what you're bringing, what you're charging, what you're reflecting upon. And that is something, again, that's missing that I will be addressing. The other issue is I believe the district attorney's office has kind of become an island of its own at this point. I do not see, nor do I believe that there is a community partnership that's happening. And that is also something I can bring to the table. Do I know everybody in the county? No. Have I lived here a long time? Absolutely. And so the issue is I know I am the best person, and I am, to bring about that collaborative community effort. So we're just not just safe, but we're all working with each other to move that forward progressively, to continue that in a way that addresses those issues that now we're all dealing with, which are different than 10 years ago, 20 years ago, or 30 years ago. And I'm prepared to do that.
So how will you work with those community partners, law enforcement, the county commissioners, Children's Advocacy Center? How well do you work with those community partners?
Again, one of my skill sets is working with other people. It just is. You listen, you understand, you don't tell or dictate to somebody else. You take everything into the equation and you have a conversation. So I get along very well with members of law enforcement, and I always have, and that will continue to be so. And that bears fruit with the Community Advocacy Center, the CAC, Children's Advocacy Center, the Victims Department at the District Attorney's Office. I think oftentimes our community feels left out of part of this and these issues that are ongoing. So people don't know how to respond when there's, a group of individuals who maybe are at the end of the street making too much noise. I hear a lot of times, get people off the sidewalks. We'd all love nothing more than that, but is to get together a partnership with business members, with community members, with law enforcement, and come together with a plan of action that's going to solve something other than everybody kind of, venting and complaining. And I understand why, because I live here, but there has to be an effectuation of action.
Mm-hmm.
And so let us bring together collectively, everybody, listen to everybody's opinion, everybody's statement, not shut people down, but take that all in and come up with a solution that's going to work.
And how do you feel about the specialty courts and working with the corrections department?
Okay, so I think that we are blessed in this county, and we are. We have a fantastic parole and probation department. Probation officers work their buns off, and they are there to help serve, again, community as well as obviously those who they are overseeing. As far as the specialty courts, I am a huge fan of those. Now, there have been rumor mills that, oh gee, I'm going to let everybody out of jail and all that. That couldn't be further from the truth. My opinion on the specialty courts is they need to be supported, more fully supported, and I'd like to see the addition of a veterans court in this community. We have a lot of veterans who live here, and again, they have their own special talents, qualities, and those need to be addressed specifically to their needs. And I think specialty courts, my opinion, is really the way of the future. Locking people up, and I've said this before, sending people to prison and sending people to jail. I'm not saying that's easy for a judge to do, but that's an easy choice. You're going to prison, you're going to jail. People get out of prison. People get out of jail. So what have you accomplished to help them change behaviors? Some won't. There are those who are intractable for whatever the issue may be. I call them the 1%ers. And it's a sad comment, but the truth of the reality of our society, there are those who need to lose their freedom, and they do. The vast majority, though, if you give them an opportunity to address their issues, and we all come to that party, if you will, at some time, we hope, in our lives, is having resources available to help them do that when they're ready. You can't force it down their face. I've lost a brother from addiction. I've lost a partner from addiction. Seen it happen. And until they're ready to make the change, it won't change. When they raise their hand, call on them. Help them. We have the tools to do that. And I'd like to see more people being afforded that opportunity when they ask for that.
Now, what about victims advocacy? How do you feel about that?
Okay, so victims advocacy, that is one of the most important parts, in my mind, certainly in the criminal justice system. I want to shout out our victims advocacy group here. Marsha Thompson's been there for a very long time. She's fantastic. They do what I would call the most difficult part of what we deal with. And I know at a forum previously that my opponent Ms. Wallace had made a comment that she was the only one who worked with victims. I have worked with victims throughout my career, not only in criminal law, not as she would as a prosecutor, but I have, and I have done that throughout my civil career, which again has spanned my practice of 35 years. I also was, as a child, subjected multiple times to sexual abuse. I'll say raped at age 13. I've had property offenses against me, so sadly, but on some level, it doesn't define me who I am, but it's helped me become who I am. I understand where they are, what's gone on, and to me, that needs to be facilitated completely, because when that happened to me, nothing happened. There was no services, nothing afforded, and you never get rid of that. It's chiseled in your brain as if it's in marble. So for those who go through as a victim, absolutely, in my opinion, they need to be completely supported, listened to, and their needs addressed. Not doing that is a complete failure on our community.
All right, is there anything else that you would like to add?
I'd just like to say this. This has been of vast interest to me running for politics. I've not done it before. It is sad to me that there are those out there who have said some things that are not true for purposes of smearing, I guess, for lack of a better term. I just want to say that there was a post that a friend shared with me. I didn't look it up, and it was from Ellen Everett. Ellen Everett is Ellen Branford, who is Judge Branford's daughter. She works for Lainey Danforth at the district attorney's office. She is one of two staff managers, if you will. And a post that she put out was certainly negative, not true. But my point is, it's kind of the Wizard of Oz. I've learned on this. Look behind the curtain and see who is saying what they're saying. If you're going to say something, be factual about it, be accountable about it, and say who you are. So to have somebody in the prosecution office putting out information about me, which is not correct at all, and on some level hiding behind a name, that is exactly the part of this campaign and maybe politics in general that I find disappointing and nefarious, and we use salacious comments and words to make people's ears prick up, even though behind the scenes there's nothing there.
All right. And where can folks find more information about you if they need to?
Well, thank you. First off, I am always free, and I tell folks this. You know, you can call me at the office. You can email me at kab@actionnet.net. I also have Kathryn Benfield 45 at Gmail, and my website, which I'm going to tell y'all before this gets out there, so you can kindly make a donation, because that's something that's a part of this business. But yes, I'm available. I've had people come into the office to ask me questions. I want that. I'm asking you, if you have something to quiz me about, or say you read this, what about this? I am an open book. I have nothing to hide, and I want to make sure I'm completely transparent. The issue here in my mind goes back to the integrity. And so with that said, I'll just finish with this, if I may. There are, and I'm going to say this, there are the 4 C's of diamonds: carat, color, cut, and clarity. Let us have the 4 C's of the DA's office. First off is our community, and that's why I'm doing this. We need communication, we need cooperation, and we need collaboration. If we engage in that together, we will make the district attorney's office a diamond, which it needs to be, because at this point, it sadly is not. So, truth, trust, rule of law, and democracy. That would be a blunt statement, what I would say for my platform.
All right. Thank you so much, Kathryn. And we
My
want to wish
pleasure.
you the best of luck in the election.
My pleasure, Kira. And again, I just offer myself up to anyone who has a question about me. Again, I am an open book, and I'm not closed, so I'm ready.
All right. I'm Kira Morgan. Thanks for joining us on Election Information.